So I will start today's presentation, okay? Whatever question you have, you can ask me later. So today is the second class on patents. This is Anindya Roy Chaudhary, the same one that has been teaching the patent from last 2 classes. This was the most important thing that I told you last time. If you guys still don't remember, this is the patentability criteria, list of patentability criteria. It may come in your exam. The first one is novelty, that means new. The next one is inventive step, that means non-obviousness. The last one is utility or usefulness or capable of being industrially applicable, capable of industrial application. So the last term, capable of industrial application, is used in Indian Patent Act. Non-obviousness is used in the US, and utility is also used in the US. Okay, we should be bothered about India only. So here I told you the first criteria is novelty, right? That means new. So how the novelty can be destroyed in your patent application? First of all, if you have published means journal publication. If you guys are aware of journal publication, or anybody doing some research work in your department has sent something for journal publication and they say that I have got a paper, so this is, but you are not supposed to have published before you send the same thing for patent application. So you're gonna file the patent application first, then you publish it, okay? Because if you publish it first, so the patent office will search it in their database, or they have a lot many other databases, patent database, non-patent database, that is called non-patent literature database, okay? So there they public domain, that means your novelty is lost. You got it? Your novelty is lost. So don't go for paper publication first, you go for filing the patent application first, you secure your priority date, then you go for journal publication. Hope that is clear. Then if you have written a blog on it, so you have invented something really something, you know, great, something you did, but you couldn't register yourself. So before filing the patent application, you wrote a blog on it and your blog is very famous and everybody came to know about it. So again, it is in public domain. So you lost your novelty. Then maybe if you have told other people and they also developed the same invention and filed a patent application before you, then again, you have nothing to say in that, because there is no proof that you told that guy and that guy filed it. So again, your application, the novelty is lost, because now if you file the patent application, it is already there in the patent office database, right? Then I'm just giving you some example. There can be several other examples. How you can put it in the public forum. So the fourth one is, if someone somewhere in the world, okay, so here you are not responsible for it. For the first 3 points, you are solely responsible for doing the damage for your own good. But for the fourth one, if someone somewhere else in the world has done the same thing and has already published it, or didn't publish it, but go for the filing a patent application and got a patent also, or wrote about it before you file the thing. So you understand, whatever is there in the public forum will destroy your novelty. So if you are sitting here is doing something, and if somebody is sitting on the mountains of Peru is doing the same thing, and that guy is filing the patent application, still your novelty is lost. So novelty will be judged worldwide. Whatever is there in the world, it will be done based on worldwide. However, when you get the grant will be applicable only in the country you get the grant. You will think that's not fair. I can't do anything. That is the rule. Okay, now here, how the novelty is still not lost. There are few sections in the Indian Patent Act I'm not going to bore you about telling the section numbers, but I can only tell you your novelty will be secured if you file a patent application within 12 months of doing these following things. So you are still careless enough, but you still have 12 months of window time. If you have published, then 12 months of window time. US is very generous in that case. If you have published and you are the same author as your paper publication, you can definitely file a patent application within the 12 months of publishing that. In India, there are some circumstances where you have to prove that it was published without your consent. There are some chaotic situations may happen, but still this is a point that a 12 months of window is available for you. Next, you give an oral or post representation in a conference. So you might know in your department some senior guy or somebody, some some professor, maybe they are going for some conference. So there they will give some oral presentation. Oral means a talk or some post representation. In that, if they have already disclosed the patent application, they still have this 12 months of window time. They can still file it in India, saying that it was done in the oral or poster presentation, like that. Okay. The third one is you have displayed your invention in an exhibition that was notified in a government gazetted journal. Some gazetted thing, it has been notified. In that kind of exhibition, you have exhibited your thing, 12 months of window. Or you have worked it out in the public for trial. There will be some invention that you cannot even know whether it works or not unless you work it out in the public. For example, there is a regular question that comes that some guy has invented something that is related to the drainage system of a multi-story apartment. So if the guy sits in the lab and just guesses that, yeah, this is going to happen, so it might not happen in the reality, right? So that guy needs to go to that multi-story building and walk his invention out there. Then only he will be able to understand whether his system is really working or not. So that will be called as public trial. So in that case also, that guy will have the 12 months of window time to file the patent application in India. Hope that is clear. So in all these cases, you have to remember one thing, that is 12 months window time. But these are the things. You cannot go beyond these 4 options. These are the things. Okay, this is for that girl. Somebody was asking me last time that can you please repeat the whole thing of the non-patentable subject matters in India? So I have accumulated all those things in one slide so that to all other slides. However, I have shared my last slides also in your group, WhatsApp group. But if you are there, I don't remember your name, if you are Divya or Anjali, this is for you. Or for all other people, when you have exam or something and you want to just go through it in one slide. So this is for you. I'm not going to say it again. So the wrap up to this was Patents Act was in 1970. The criteria is the same thing. I'm not going to repeat. Subject matter does fall under, that falls under section 3 or 4, will not be called as patentable. Then apart from filing, apart from satisfying all these criteria also, there are something called written description requirement, that is enablement, how your application is enabled, whether you have provided sufficient details or not. And the base mode, you have to put these things in your application. So this is the wrap up of the previous class. This is the patent process in India. I'm not going to go through the whole of it because we will have another class on that. So I'm just skipping it. I will not take that class. My colleague will take that class. This is the total time to get a patent in India. If you file, there is a normal route and an expedited route that I'm calling here fast route. For the faster option, you have to pay a little bit more. And there are certain applicant, certain inventor that can opt for this kind of faster route. Not everybody can do it. However, look at the normal publication, normal patent prosecution process. The first one, if you are filing it, I'm keeping the same date as 1st January 2021. Then the publication will happen after 18 months of regular filing. So that is 1st July 2023. So if you have filed your patent application last year, January 1st, your application is still not published. Do you understand? So 12 months plus 6 months, so this is 1st July 2023, your application will be published. Have a look at the faster route. If you have filed another, there will be one form 9 for early publication request. So if you have filed that form, your application will be published within 1 month. So you have to file that early publication request on the same date of your filing. So your application will be published within 31st January 2021. You can see the difference, how faster this is. On your left hand side, you can see it is 1st July 2023. On your right, you can see it is 31st January 2021, just within a month. Then RFE is for request for examination. Please remember, if you do not file the request for examination, your patent application will not be examined. So if you think that if you have filed your patent application and your duty is over and you have nothing to do now and everything, the onus lies on the patent office only, you are not right. You are completely wrong, because you have to file the request for examination, then only your patent will be examined. So please remember, when the patent application is published after 18 months or by early publication request within 1 month, that does not mean you have the patent. I repeat, when the application is published after 18 months, that does not mean you have the patent. That just means you have filed some patent application. Whatever you filed will be automatically published. If you are a poet and if you have a poem and if you think of paying 1600 rupees to patent office, you can file that in your patent application. That will be published after 18 months. But anyway, you don't file for request for examination because you know that that is not a patent at all. So whatever you file will be published after 18 months, naturally. Then request for examination, there is a window of 48 months. That means 4 years. So we call it just 48 months. That's the patent term. So in the regular route, you file your request for examination within 1st January 2025. That is 4 years. In the faster route, you file the request for examination on the same date of your date of filing. So that is again on 1st January 2021. Then in the regular route, your first examination report, FER is first examination report given by the patent office. You will get it on 1st August 2025, because they generally take 6 months of time. It comes within 6 months, but I'm just showing it like that. So you will get it like that. But on the faster route, your first examination report will come by March 2021. So you are just 2 months into your patent, right? Because, sorry, 6. In the faster route, you have to comply with the objection by 1st May. Your date of grant will probably be 1st June 2021. So the total time is 5 months. So you can see here it is taking 63 months, the regular route. And here it is taking 5 months, the first route. So, but you remember, please remember, there is a lot of money involved in the first route. You pay money and you get it done faster. First one is provisional and complete application, depending on the way you filed first. So if you are ready with your full data, you can file complete patent application. If you are not ready, and if you think that you will be ready within next 12 months, you can file the provisional patent application. So you have the obligation to file the complete specification within 12 months of time. Otherwise, your application will be rejected, will be abandoned. In legal terminologies, it's called abandoned. So patent, depending on the way it is filed, there are 2 kinds of application, provisional and complete. Now, depending on the route through which it is filed, there can be 3 application. Ordinary application, that is the regular patent application filed only in India, that will be called as ordinary application. Then PCT application. PCT means Patent Cooperation Treaty, that is PCT application. Then another one is convention application. These are for filing in other countries. So depending on the route through which you are filing in one country, that will be called either ordinary or PCT or convention application. Then depending on the situation, how you are filing your patent application, based on that, it can be patent addition or divisional patent application. For provisional and complete specification, as I told you, provisional will be filed as early as possible to establish the priority date. Application can be filed earliest as provisional. Yeah, that is the same thing I mean to say. To establish the priority date and to establish early ownership in your application. What do I mean by early ownership is that me and my friend, we are working on the same thing. Okay. But I'm not saying that I'm working the same thing. So I'm basically a bad person, doesn't matter. So what I'm doing, that I am filing the patent application. I know that my data is not fully ready. I file the provisional specification. So my ownership, my priority is saved. Now I have 12 months of window time, so I can put all my data and file my complete specification. And my poor friend, who is a really good guy, me being the bad one here, my poor friend, he didn't know about the provisional specification. He filed the complete specification at the beginning. However, his novelty is lost because I have already filed it. You got my point. So for provisional, when you file it, when you know that there is something in the market, the thing may come up very soon, and you don't want to lose your ownership, you don't want to lose your priority right. So you will file the provisional specification first, but you know that you are not fully ready with all your data. So you have 12 months of window time to file your complete specification. I hope you guys are not sleeping. If you are sleeping, give me this answer. You have filed your provisional specification today on 7th November 2022. By when you should file the complete specification? Yeah, that is the simplest question a person can have. Please answer. I'm not sure whether you guys can unmute yourself. You can write in the chat box also. Is anybody writing anything in the chat box? I don't think so. Yeah. So you can write in the chat box also. It's already 4:30. We don't have much time. I'm on slide number 11. I have till slide number 40. Please someone wake up and answer me this so that I can move on. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here only, nothing to be done. Where is the chat box here? Why I can't see? Is it in more? Okay, I got it. Oh, sorry, you guys are writing. I didn't see it. Yeah, right. So I'm happy we're not sleeping. Yeah, you need to remind me that I'm not the sleeping pill. I need to be constantly reminded of that. I love that. Okay, thank you guys. So patent of addition, as I told you here you see on your left, the below one, patent of addition and patent divisional application. So we have already covered about this provisional and complete specification. Then we covered this exercise. Now about patent of addition. A patent of addition can be filed for improvement or modification of the invention described in the main application, which is currently under prosecution or has been granted. So if you have filed one patent application in the Indian Patent Office that has not been granted, or maybe that has already been granted, but you have found out some more modification and improvement in your invention. So in that case, you can file for patent of addition till your term is over. So it can be filed before the expiry of the main patent. It will expire with the main patent. So that may not be fair, but that is the way it works. So you can file it anytime when the 20 years window is alive. However, it will expire along with the main patent. So maybe you have filed, your patent was granted after 10 years of filing, and you have still 10 years left for your term, but you found some improvement after 8 years. So you have basically 2 years left, but you still can file your patent of addition. Your patent of addition, if granted, will be alive next 2 years till the main patent expires. And there is no renewal fee involved. Hope that is clear. Then divisional patent application. One application for patent will be for one invention. So if the patent office finds that there are more than one invention associated with your patent application, they will raise the objection in first examination report saying that you have to divide it out. Otherwise, if you yourself understand that your invention has got multiple, inventive step, how do I say it? Your application has got multiple invention. So in that case, you can also divide it out. So more than one divisional application can be filed, and term is the same as that of the patent application. However, different renewal fees will be applicable once these patents are also granted. These divisional applications are also granted. They will have separate patent application number, and if granted separate patent number, however, they will be linked with the original patent so that their term will be the same of the original patent. Yeah. So this is another one. You filed a patent application last year, which is granted on 2nd December 2021. By when you can file patent of addition and divisional application? I have to open the chat again. I'm waiting. Fourth option. Okay, that is still that one. What is locked? Somebody is saying something is locked. Oh, that is the unmute button. 2nd December 2023. Audio. Yeah, I understand. In fact, there is some YouTube streaming also going on. So there is some, technical something is going on. So you cannot unmute yourself, I guess. I haven't done anything. Yeah, so basically, Kurnu Monica, you were saying 2nd December 2023. That is about what? Okay, basically, I don't know, you guys are confused or something. So what I mean by this is that you have to file your patent of addition before the expiry of your main patent. So your patent is granted on 2nd December 2021. However, I have not mentioned when it was filed. So it is not clear in this question how long the patent will be in force. So till that time, you have time to file your patent of addition. However, you don't have time to file your divisional application because your patent is already granted on 2nd December 2021. See here the second point, it can be filed, divisional application can be filed only during the pendency of the main application. It means when the main application has not been granted, then only you can file divisional application. In this question, I am telling that it has already been granted in December 2021. So you don't have the window left to file your divisional application, but still you can file your patent of addition. However, you will file your patent of addition when you have some improvement or modification in your invention, and divisional application is generally filed when you have multiplicity of inventive step. That may sound odd. That means just you have multiple invention in your application. But divisional application, this is just a question to analyze whether you have understood or not. So this situation will not come. However, I will check whether anybody really wrote anything in the chat or not. Somebody thinks 7 December 2022. Okay. I'm not sure what is that. Okay, so we will go to the next term, that is called convention application. Any member that is any country that is a member of Paris Convention will be called as convention country. Okay. If you have filed one application in country A, that is a convention country, you can file it in country B, that is again another convention country, within 12 months. So this 12 months of window time is very important in case of Patent Act. Most of the time, if you don't remember what can be the timeline, it is basically 12 months. If you have filed one provisional specification, we have 12 months of window time to file the complete specification. If you have filed in one convention country, you have 12 months of time to file in the next convention country. So just remember 12 months, it's very easy, but don't write it 1 year, we just call it 12 months. So just keep it like 12 months. So another 12 months, I said, yeah, another 12 months was there when you have published or you have gone for oral or poster presentation, or you have gone for public trial, or you have exhibited your your invention. In those cases also you have got 12 months of window time. So just remember 12 months. Patent Act 12 months. That's easy. So first file, you have 12 months of window filing. You can go for various countries. So what happens in convention application? We call it convention route. So you have filed one patent application in India. Now you realize that you have your invention has got value in Germany and Japan and US and Brazil. Suddenly you realize that. So what do? You have 12 months of window time. So you file in USPTO, you file in JPO, you file in, I don't know what I said, Germany, did I say? Yeah, you file in Germany and you file in Brazil. So you file one by one within this 12 months of window time, filing from the date of, counting from the date of filing in India. So that will be called as convention application. Everybody in US, that will be called as convention application. The priority date will be the date of filing of your Indian application. The priority date will decide your novelty. So when the US application will check that, you can tell me that, you can say that your application is already there in the Indian Patent Office, so your novelty is lost. No, it is not lost, because this is under Paris Convention. These countries are under Paris Convention. You have got the benefit of 12 months. So you can file in another convention country within 12 months of time. Your novelty will be checked based on the date of filing in India. So the first time you file it in a convention country, that will be called, that date will be called your priority date. Today, I'm not able to shout much. Some headache and something. These are the Paris Convention country. This is the world map on your screen. All these green things are Paris Convention countries. So if you are thinking of filing in any of these countries, you have 12 months of window time to go to any country and then go to other country. Just you cannot do it for Malaysia, I can see, and some of the countries in Africa. I'm not sure what countries they are. However, there are just very small number of countries that are not covered under Paris Convention. So you can choose a lot many countries through Paris Convention. There are some important timelines to remember while you are studying patent acts. File complete specification, as I said, 12 months from date of filing of provisional specification. Then publication of patent application, 18 months from your date of filing or priority, whichever is earlier. Request for examination, I told you 48 months from date of filing or priority, whichever is earlier. Publication of grant of patent. So there will be two publication of your patent application. The first one is 18-month publication when your application is just filed and it is just published as it is. That is the 18-month publication, the second term. The last one is the grant publication. So your patent has been granted and the grant has been published. Now you can say I have got a patent. But when the 18 months publication happens, most of the people in the world, at least in India, they say I have got a patent. That is very wrong. They don't have anything. They have just filed the patent application and patent office by default publish it. So there are two kinds of publication in case of patent application. Basically, first is patent application, next one is patent. So one application. Terminologies to remember in Patent Act. So these were the timelines to remember. These are the terminologies to remember. Prior art, that means all information that has been made available to the public in any form before a given date. So before your priority date, whatever is there in the public domain related to your technical field will be called as prior art. State of the art is the stage of technological development at any particular time. Novelty, new or original. Inventive step is non-obvious. Priority date of first filing of patent application. Provisional specification when you are not fully ready with your data. Complete specification when you are ready with your data. So these are the terminologies that you have to remember in case of Patent Act. These are the patent offices in India. Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. The head office is in Kolkata. The PCT application will be handled by the Delhi Patent Office. Your patent application from here, from Andhra Pradesh, you will come under the jurisdiction of Chennai. You have to file it in Chennai. If you file it in Delhi, they will transfer it to Chennai. So there are certain jurisdiction. The southern India files in the western India files in Mumbai, the northern India files in Delhi, and rest of the India files in Kolkata, because that is the head office. But that does not mean that you can file in Kolkata, they will transfer it to Chennai. Okay, this is the Indian Patent Office website. This is the link for the website. So if you are interested, you can just go and see it. On your screen, you can see the annual reports. That is the just under the RGNIIPM, that annual reports you can see. That is the annual reports released by the patent office. So how many number of patents and trademarks and those things are being filed at the IP offices. And on top of that, you can see the journal. That is the patent office journal. That is, they publish the journal every Friday in India. In US, that will be Thursday. So in one country, they maintain one day, sorry, that journal. So you can open that journal and you can see today is Monday, right? So last Friday journal you can see, and you can also search whether anybody from your university has filed or not. Okay, so we have already gone through all these patent applications through different routes. Ordinary application is the one which is directly filed at patent office. Conversion application is the one which is, again the same thing, 12 months of, that is just the term of international application. You can file at WIPO, that is the World Intellectual Property Organization. It's called IB also, International Bureau, or at the receiving office. So in India, you can file in any patent office, that will be called as receiving office. Convention route is that slide also I told you. A, file in A and then go to country B within 12 months of time. Your date of priority will be today's date, and then novelty will be checked based on your date of priority. Any application for the same invention filed by third party cannot destroy your novelty because you have already filed it. So did you get it? So I filed one patent application today, and I have the time till 7th November 2023 to file the patent application in the US. However, if somebody has filed the same thing in 7th October 2023, that guy's application will be rejected because my application is drawing the priority date from today's date. So that guy's application will be rejected. So convention route gives you the priority date. This is Paris Convention, I have told you. PCT route, PCT is called International Application. This is not a granting authority. PCT is just a single window for filing in multiple countries. So as I told you that if you want to file in 4 countries like China, US or something I just told, in that case, you can choose those 4 countries. But if you are an MNC, multinational corporation, and if you want to go to 80 countries or 100 countries, so it's very difficult for you to separately file in those 100 countries, right? It's a lot of wastage of time and a lot of tedious. It's really tedious. So what you do, you go through the PCT route. So in PCT, what you do, in the first application you file, there they have the country option. You can just tick it. So in those countries, your priority date will be saved based on your PCT application. That way, PCT is saving a lot of time. You get more time to choose which country you want to file, and then you get 30 to 31 months to file in another PCT contracting country after filing the international application. So basically, you get more 18 more months from the 12 months that you used to get in your convention route. So PCT will buy you a whole lot of time, but PCT is costlier than convention. When you go to the different countries within 30 to 31 months, that phase is called national phase. These are the PCT contracting states. There are 154 countries. You can still see that Myanmar is not there in PCT also. But most of our neighbors like Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all these people, all these countries, they are not there in PCT. So if you want to file it in maybe Pakistan or Nepal, you have to go through Paris Convention, not through PCT. And you can see Argentina is also not there in PCT. So some countries are not there in PCT. So if you want to go to those countries, you have to go through convention route. Now, how do you decide what happened? How do you decide which route you should take, convention or PCT? If you want to secure your patent application in only a few countries, you go with convention route. So you can choose it separately, as I told you, 3 or 4 countries. If you want to protect your invention in very less time, then go for convention application. And there are some non-PCT member states in Taiwan, Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia. Okay, so here the countries in Africa. So like and Taiwan also is there, and Kuwait is there, Jordan is there. Okay, not many countries are there that is not PCT member countries. So in that case also you have to file convention application. PCT provides a platform where with a single application, the applicant can file his or her application in multiple PCT member countries. So I hope it is clear. How to file PCT application? Can you file an international application? Can you file an international application under Patent Cooperation Treaty in India? Yes, it is possible to file the international patent application called as PCT application in Indian Patent Office offices that is located at Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai, or Chennai. All these offices will act as receiving office. They are called as receiving office. Please remember, you need permission to file in other country before filing in India. So written permission from Indian Patent Office is required if you want to file outside India. However, it is not required if you have already filed the application in India and if you have already waited for 6 weeks after filing your application in India. Now you can go to any country, you can file anywhere. And if the patent office has not issued a secrecy direction on your patent application, in that case also you can go and file in some other countries. Otherwise, you need to take the written permission from Indian Patent Office that you are not filing in India and you are going outside. So this is a very important thing. So what is the easier way to do it? Just wait for 6 weeks before filing abroad. What is the content of a patent application? So when you file the patent application, what are the contents that will be there in the patent application? Okay, first of all, there will be title, then there will be background. Background is just basically the prior art that is already there in the public domain. Then the summary of your invention, then explanation of your drawing if you have any drawing, then description of are very important in case of patent application. Then you will have abstract. If you have sequence listing, if you are filing in some sequences like some DNA sequences or protein sequences, then you will have sequence listing also, and there will be INID code on the left of your patent application. Let me see. Okay, here I am defining what are the claims. Claims define the legal protection boundary of your invention. So as I told you, the patent is a legal right. So whatever you are writing in the whole patent application, it may be some 20-page long, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have just claimed in your claims will matter. Just the claims in your patent application will decide the legal protection boundary. Anybody encroaching in that boundary will be called as infringing your rights. If you have described something in your description but has not covered it in your claims, that remains unclaimed. That is not your right. So define the monopoly to be conferred by the patent claims. At the time of infringement proceeding also, the court will decide whether the claims are, how the claims are interpreted. So they will read just your claims. Claims will be written in single sentence. You cannot just put multiple sentence and put and or things like that. One single sentence and one full stop. That's it. If you don't put full stop, they will raise the objection. There can be independent and dependent claim. It can be product and process claim. Yesterday I told you, on Saturday I told you a patent can be on a product or on a process. So there can be product claim or process claim. So this is a very simple example of claim. Claim is a statement of technical facts expressed in legal terms defining the scope of the invention sought to be protected. Whatever is not claimed in your patent application remains unclaimed. So in this example, this is a very I don't even know whether this can be an example or not. Claim 1, this is an independent claim. You are just claiming. I don't know what is happening. I'm losing. Somebody is sharing content. Stop doing this, man. I'm losing time. Oh, don't do this. Who is this? A. Mohan Rao. Oh, don't do this, man. We don't have much time. Okay. So for claim 3, this is another dependent claim. The car of claim 1, further comprising a rain guard attached to the said roof. So these are the dependent claim 2 and claim 3. They will refer to the claim 1, the car of claim 1. Like that, like this, the claims are drafted. This is a very basic example. This is a screenshot of a US patent. The patent number you can see, patent number US something something, date of patent is something, and just United States patent. On your left, you can see that 12, then 54, some numbers are there. Those are called INID numbers. You can see the inventor name, assignee name, application file date, and then abstract and some drawing also you can see. This is just one example. I just wanted to show it to you. This is an example of PCT application. They are defined as WO, that means WIPO, WO, then 2017 it has been filed. And international publication date on your left, you can see 5th October 2017. NID numbers will be written in English. So this is one. WIPO application. Now there is something called patent classification. The patent classification is a system for examiners or patent officers or other people to categorize the patent documents according to their technical features. So if the patent application belongs to chemical or it belongs to physics or things like that, I guess for physics it will be G, for chemistry it will be C, like that. So there are a different classification system. You can see on your screen, I have given you some patent classification list. The international patent classification is developed by WIPO. So you can just click on it and see what are the classification. And cooperative patent classification is jointly developed by USPTO US and European Patent Office. So there are not much difference, but some differences are there. So if you are interested, you can go through and see that. So we have enough time. Grant. So these are the two kinds of opposite background and all other things. Then we have covered also. So thanks for your time, and I'm open for a question. I will stop sharing. Okay, so I'm here, and anybody has any question, you can ask me. I'm right here. I will share this PPT also. And I'm waiting for a question. Yeah. Oh, there was a question. You mean patent? You mean patent? Okay. Can you take another patent for new invention using our old invention? I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the question. One kind of upgrade, but uses are different. Okay. You can definitely go for filing another patent application. However, if there is, if you are trying to file a completely new application, then probably your own application will hit your novelty. And if you go for patent of addition, you don't have to file the renewal fee. So it's better for you to go for the patent of addition. If you're going for renewal, if you are going for new patent application, you have to see that nothing has been covered in your old patent application, so that your novelty is not lost. You are not muted. I can hear you perfectly. Sorry. Now, my point was, if anybody has to ask any question. Yes, Damodar, in these 4 offices, but nowadays everything is online. So when you file it, you have to just sit in the office and you have to file it. Okay. So in our country, yeah, you will be given the option. And based on your jurisdiction, based on your address, your option will be decided. So if you live in Visakhapatnam and if you are filing in Delhi, that will not happen. But if you are desperate and if you are going and filing in Delhi, so nobody can stop it, but the patent office will send it to Chennai patent office again. Yes, yes. I can see Damodar is asking the same question again. Okay. Somebody is saying, Uma, you are unable to hear me, but I'm audible. Yeah, I think I'm audible. Maybe you need to check your sound system. You're welcome, Damodar.
Audible, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. So, anything else? I'll be sharing the slide, so don't worry about that. And I know there's a lot, many things to cover in there. So, but if you have any question, I'm waiting. Yes. Somebody is saying no doubt. What does it mean by license? Okay, you have to license it out. How many countries? Okay, one by one. Okay, Damodar is asking, what does it mean by license to our patent? When you have your patent, even before you get your patent granted, you can license it out. So you give it to other people to manufacture your product, or if it is a process, to use that process, and in exchange of that you take some money. So that is called. Yeah, how many countries are allowed in convention patent at once? No. In convention patent application, you have to file separately in different countries. However, for PCT application, you can choose as many countries as you want. There probably I just showed you 153 countries like that. So you can choose it, not in convention application. PCT is a single window filing. Okay, for Ananya. I didn't get that. I hope that is clear, Ananya and Damodar. And the next question, I didn't get it. Okay, okay, thank you, Ananya and Damodar. So if there is no question, so I will wrap it up here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Shirisha, I mean, one patent application will be for one invention. So if you are filing several invention in one patent application, in that case, your application will be divided out. If you realize it on your own, you can divide it on yourself by yourself. Otherwise, the patent office in their first examination report will write it to you that your application has got more than one invention. You have to divide it out. So those will be called divisional application, that is coming out of your parent application. Okay. In those application also, only one invention will be there. Is that clear? Sirisha. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. So I will stop the class here now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you then. Thank you for joining me today and being there till 5.